Just like the sunrise needs the sky, just like the blackbird needs to fly, I gotta have you by my side, 'cause you make me feel alright. I know some people who play it cool, but baby, I ain't that kind of fool. When I'm with you, girl, there ain't no rules, 'cause you make me feel alright. I thank my lucky stars that life turned out this way. No matter where we are, I know this love is here to stay. Well, I've seen good times and I've seen bad. There've been some happy, there've been some sad. They told.
Okay, so I was muted. Are you there?
I'm here. Yeah, you were. I thought you might be muted.
Yeah. Hey, all 11 people. Well, that's weird. Did you see that of Dolly falling asleep?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I uploaded the wrong one, of course, but yeah. Oh my God. Stoned and driving stoned.
Driving DUI Dolly. DUI Dolly.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he's gonna kill himself or somebody else.
Yeah, I sent you a video of that as soon as it
Are
happened.
you the one that sent it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody on Twitter. Yeah. Wow. I've been so busy, like in the last probably 2 hours, everything just escalated. Do you know who allegedly, I mean, I've been a member of hers for a year. And allegedly innocent, I think.
No, I've never heard of that.
Anyway, so I'm watching her, and it was right at the end. And I'm saying hi to her and everything, and she was just about to go off. She's talking about Sebastian Rogers' case. Then I hear her, and so I started it over, and I hear her talk about JLR. I promise you, I went into like a completely different dimension, and I was frozen. And it took like 20 minutes before I could even think straight. Oh my God, talking about how much he's accomplished and what a great investigative reporter he is. And I know this woman, right? I mean, I watch her all the time.
Yeah. And she just starts saying all that nonsense.
Lost her fucking mind. Yeah. And how he today, well, he was, and all he cares about are the children. And today she was, he was followed by 2 people that scared him. And I'm just in my head going, okay, like he's usually the one chasing people, right?
Yeah.
And he had to call the police, is what she said. Anyway,
Yeah.
So finally,
they were chasing Dolly too. They were chasing him too, or following him.
Who was?
Some people in that neighborhood. They were following
Well, they
Dolly
need to
around.
stop going by the house. There's a child missing. You know what I mean? Like these one psycho and another guy falling asleep at the wheel are showing up in front of a house where a kid's missing. Turns out it was his grandparents. So they're taking pictures of the license plate because there's a kid missing. You might look suspicious.
If you're looking for the kid, I can guarantee you he's not at the house because he's missing.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to be at their house.
Yeah. And both of them would definitely go to the door, look in windows. So finally I figured it out, thank God. But still, how could you possibly, he's just looking for Sebastian? Show me one video that he's made where he shows Sebastian.
Right.
Shows his picture and says, this is what he looks like. This is where no. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. So then Nancy Grace did a segment the other day. JLR was out there with other people. They were searching and they had dogs. And I can't figure out if the Cajun
Navy.
Yes, thank you. The Cajun Navy. I don't know if they were actually out there, but they found a skeleton. And what the searchers were saying, and JLR was repeating, that there was blood or whatever. Well, okay, he hasn't been missing long enough to become a skeleton.
No.
Right off the bat. And JLR is creeping around. It might be something, folks. They're making us leave, so it might be something. No, they made them leave because it's private property. That's why they had to leave. So there's nothing legit about JLR. So listening to this woman who I respect so much, just going on and singing it. And is there a punchline? I mean, are you gonna? No, it never happened. She believes that he was being chased by people when no, in fact, he was at their house lurking. And so they chased Dolly as well.
Yeah, they were fought. The woman come up and talked to Dolly at first and was asking him what he was doing and everything. And then they kind of had a little back and forth. And then she started following him in the car as he was driving around the neighborhood.
Well, I mean, so I think they're his parents, not hers. And I don't know. They said, or the Cajun Navy said, I'm going to kill my dog right now. The Cajun
I've
Navy
been dealing with the same. My dogs do the same.
really just barks at nothing. Okay, hold on one second. They said their dogs didn't hit on anything around the house, which, to me at first, I'm like, okay. But Nancy Grace made a good point that then how did he wander off? Yeah. Like he was supposed to be barefoot. Then they changed it. Now I think she said he had socks on. So,
I haven't looked too much into this case yet. I just started watching it today.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot for me to really get invested in these cases, especially with the ones with kids. And I don't want to hear bad things about kids, and I don't see why other people really want to obsess about those cases. But
I know. And the people that say, I get interested because, with Quentin Simon, and I always say this, he was he really pulled on my heartstrings. But most of the time, and Summer Wells, I'm interested in that case.
Yeah, that's the one that got my interest there. Summer Wells was the one that started me with it.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for a long, long time. And it's not, I can guarantee you, Betty, JLR, and Dolly, none of them are invested heart-wise. Like they'll say, I just so concerned with the children. Yeah, you're probably not. You're doing it if you weren't making money, you wouldn't even know who they are. You know what I mean? So I don't buy that they're doing it like my friend from today was saying, oh, JLR, he's just out there trying to find the children. No, he's trying to find a dead child he can do a close-up of with his camera. That's JLR.
He's one that I would highly suspect that would actually really like to find a dead body.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the day there was a woman that had burned somewhere like this grassy area, and there was an actual burn mark from where her body had burned, and JLR was out there, and he goes, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And he keeps getting closer, and he goes, I guess I will. And instead of even taking a long shot, like just a close up from far away, he walks right up to it, like swatting flies off and saying how bad it smelled. Of course he would like to find. And that's why when the guy from Cajun Navy tonight on Nancy Grace said, just don't go live when you're, and I've said this all along, you can't be live when you're doing the search because you might come up on something.
That's why they don't want the parents searching for kids.
Exactly.
They'd be horrified if they found their kid's body.
Exactly. And
I don't see why people make a big deal out about that. They shouldn't be out there searching.
Yeah. So the Cajun Navy, they don't do live searches. No one does. And so the Cajun Navy guy said, so just, you can search, but edit it for later in case you have to edit, then you can put it up later. Just don't go live. Nancy Grace, oh no, I want it live. I want everything. And she was serious. Because she as well would probably love to come up on a dead body.
I used to like her back in the day, back during the Casey Anthony days, but I can't watch her anymore.
No, I can't stand her. I only watched her tonight because someone told me the Cajun Navy was going to be on. But yeah, I haven't followed this case until today. I've seen the name because everybody's covering it, but I haven't covered it or anything. My thing is the Karen Reed case.
Yeah.
Which is why you're here. I can't believe there's just 27 people. That's so weird. We never had just 27 people. But they'll rewatch it. So I'm going to play this guy, Sean McDonough. He's like Chris McDonough.
He's like a Chris McDonough on steroids.
Yeah, he's Chris McDonough without the good sense to cut his comments off and not go on everybody's show. Because Chris really didn't do other shows. I think he did Web Sleuth and Linda from It's a Crime. And then when he got suspended, nobody would have him on, so he ended up with The Lab. But he keeps all his comments off. He keeps his chat moderated so heavily. Don't dare, go against him. But he
I think I've already been booted out of there.
Oh, yeah. I never got booted, which is weird because he hates me. But I've never gotten booted. But this guy, Sean McDonough, he's something else. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to play. Is he's on Melanie Little talking about, I can't stand her either. But, I mean, she just straight up, what was she talking about last night?
She's so neutral. She is so neutral.
No, she's not neutral. She even said it on her show last night. I think it was last night. She said, she will straight up tell you, I believe in Karen Reed's innocence. And so.
Is she finally saying it now?
Yeah, she said it last night. I'll probably have it up here somewhere.
She's just another blood-sucking weasel attorney to me. I mean, that's how I view him.
She is. And, I mean, I guess they just, it's like, do you think people are stupid or they aren't, but they're going to follow you anyway. I don't understand. I don't. I can't remember.
I hope we can show the people tonight this Taillight, and to me, it's game over. I can't view it any other way from what I've seen of it.
So my view on the Taillight was everything points to Karen for me. Everything. I am 100%, whether she's guilty or innocent, there's no conspiracy between 130 people.
No.
There's just not. And they keep adding them like every day. But the Taillight was really bugging me because I don't know. I can't see what broke into microscopic pieces that would have gotten on his shirt. I mean, microscopic, that is not visible to the human eye.
Well,
right?
it's when you break plastic, I mean, it's going to break kind of like glass. You know how glass will shatter into little tiny pieces? That's the only thing I can make out that would be microscopic is maybe
It
they
would
found
just be
a
the
few.
fibers. Like when it breaks, there's like not powdery, but there's going to be particles.
And there's at least one. There looks to be at least one bulb out in that housing, so it could be the glass bulb. Those bulbs are not LEDs. I've researched the Taillight. It's got like 2 bulbs in it, and they're clear bulbs from what I've been able to find. There's not a lot of info out there on those Taillights, but there's 2 clear bulbs in there, and then you have the frosted red housing that resembles LEDs, but they're not LEDs.
But they're not.
No.
Okay. So first we're going to hear, and you can, I won't be able to see you or the chat. Let's say hi to people in chat. I don't even know why I didn't do that. Who's here? I didn't even look because I was looking at the other. Hey, let's see who's here. Daniel Berry came in first. Cheyenne. Hey, Kathy P. Kathy P again. Hi, Dreamo Annie. Ryan Brimmer. Can you see chat?
Yeah, hey, I can see it.
Marion. Everybody knows HillbillyNitro. Hey, B. Tim.
I've been around a minute.
I know. I was so glad to see you and Kevin's. Hey, Liz H. And I cannot. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Marion. Hey, B. Tim, you might let me put you might want to join us in a bit. Dreamboat Annie, I said. KCG. Kiko. Okay. Because you can come up here now. I'm just going to put the okay. Oh, I have to find me over here. We'll take just a minute. Yeah, he is married to his Taillight theory. Sean is.
Yeah, I heard him last night. He was like, "There is no way that Taillight is busted out at 5:08 a.m." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is. You can clearly see it. All you have to do is zoom in on the video."
Yeah, somebody else. Oh, that's what I was going to say. And then I saw someone else. It might have been your video, but it was a much clearer close up to the Taillight. Okay, I'm trying to find my.
If you actually watch that 5:08 a.m. ring video, when she's pulling out of the garage, you can see her turn the wheel, and she turns right into John's SUV parked behind her. She actually turns the wheel to bump that vehicle, and she does bump it. I've pulled the footage of it. I've sped it up, and you can really see when you speed it up, you can see that the SUV just moved just a little bit. So in my opinion, I think she meant to bump it.
Well, and what are the odds that twice in one night her backup cameras weren't working? Like they didn't go off in the driveway?
Oh yeah, they would have had to have been going off. I mean,
Yeah.
if that
Is she
video
that
shows
drunk?
us anything, it shows us she has an issue with backing up and hitting things. If
Yeah.
it shows us anything.
She does have that. Okay. Right here. Yeah, the taillight was my only the only thing keeping me from. Okay, let me pin this real quick. Okay. So Tim, if you want to come up. Okay, so we're gonna watch Mr. Man tell his side first on the taillight. And if you want to stop me, just yell at me because I won't be able to see you. Okay, here we go. I have to. Have you ever worked ScreenYards before?
No, the only thing I've been on ScreenYard is just to log in to chats. That's as far as I've ever been in the StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. I don't think it's right at the. Okay, can you see Melanie and Sean?
Yeah.
And also yell at me if you see. I don't know if you can see them. There you go. Okay. Oh, shit. Keith. Uh-oh, are you still there? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm here.
I caught myself quick enough. I almost removed you. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now you can see them, right?
Yeah.
How is that not even mentioned in the reports? How is it not that a police officer goes, right? Whether he's on the job at the time of his.
They talk about it, right?
And he said, and I reached out to him, he has like 1.4 million followers.
The left tire of John's car juts forward, okay, because she went in at an angle, right? So now the other thing, and I always said this, right, even about Newton's first law, right, of motion. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, right?
I'm gonna have to speed it
A 6,500-pound vehicle going at 24 miles an hour. If it goes into a 220-pound person, it's going to topple that person out. It's just going to go right over it, right? But then Newton has a third law, and basically, if you look at this other video I have, when she backs in to John's car, there's a second or two where she does not apply the brakes. You can see her backing in, hits the car, and
which is what you said, right?
Yeah.
She does or doesn't.
Yeah, she does. She does bump that vehicle, in my opinion. You can see it move.
But does she apply the brakes or not? She does.
Yeah, she applies the brakes once she hits it.
and there's like a second. Then she applies the brake. The funny thing is, the force comes back from John's car back into her car, so that energy goes back into the taillight. Okay, so you get 6,500 going into it's crazy stuff because I had an accident investigation school, and it's Newton's third law, and I was told by a person.
Is that too fast?
Schooled me on the.
It's fine with me, but I don't know. It's
okay. Is that too fast, chat? Hey, Nicole B. Hey, Catherine. Okay.
Back channel of Twitter and how it's true. The law, the energy. Once John's car stopped Karen's SUV, that energy came back. And that's how she cracked it. And we have determined that the cracking, if you look at the normal taillight on it, that
okay, when he says we have determined, have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen this.
Okay, he's talking about a buddy of his that had some kind of experience with a Lexus or owned one or something.
In between the red, there's a white part. That's actually the blinker and the hazard lights, okay? And that's where the crack happened. When she hit into the car. So
tell me when you want to pull up the video. I'm gonna pull up the video.
Now, didn't Kevin say that when he and Sean first started talking about the taillight, Sean thought it was the back taillight, not the side. And so he was putting out pictures of the back. And,
right.
And then Sean corrected him and said, no, it's the one on the side. And then he kind of had to start over with his theory.
Yeah, it's the whole tail light. It's the back and the side.
Okay, so I thought it was just that side where they took out the housing because they
No, it's
didn't
the
take the
back.
housing out of
It's the
all of it.
back. It's the back too. It basically that taillight housing covers the side and the back of the quarter panel of the car. It's all one piece that slides in the back of the car. You can see that in those photos I sent you from the Canton Police Department impound lot.
Okay.
That one photo that's on there that's very clear. You'll see that you can see the whole lot that's completely broken out. That's when they say they tampered with it.
See, this is what happened. If you send me an additional email, then I can't ever find the. Okay, I got that. Okay, here it is. Is that yours? Okay, here we go. Okay, is this your picture, right?
Yeah, that's one that I think Sean originally posted this picture right here.
Yeah,
As
because
you
it
can
looks
see,
like
that's the side and the back right there. It's all one piece.
Oh, okay. So the red covered all of it?
Yeah, that was all red right there. Except for you see that little, move your marker up. Now over, other way, right there. That section right there is where your clear backup lights are at. That little triangle section right there. The rest of it is brake light and turn signal.
So the red covered from over to here?
If you see my other picture I sent you, it's got it circled.
Okay, I have to. Otherwise, I have to show you my email. Okay, here's another image. No, that's not it. This one. Okay, is this what you're talking about? Because I have 3. I don't see a circle.
Yeah, that's not the one I was talking about, but you see that red part right there at the top, that jagged piece
this
right
right
there.
here.
Now compare that to the screenshot from the video. That's that jagged piece hanging down, but you're looking down at it, so it looks a little different in shape.
So this red part, what I'm trying to figure out, you're saying it covered right there, right?
Yeah, it went all the way to it met that other piece
the
right
end.
there.
Right
Yeah,
there?
you see that little square section right there?
Right here?
Yeah, that's the backup lights. That
Okay.
section would be clear.
Okay. So
The rest
this
of it would
covers.
be, yeah, that would all be red.
Oh. So that's where the 36 or 37 pieces came from.
Yeah.
I thought it only covered here.
No, it's the whole, all of that. It's basically all of that.
Oh. Okay, so let's go back and watch this. Watch a little bit more. He takes a while to get to it.
Like the taillight for me, and people know. People say, "Hey, Sean, get off the taillight, get off the taillight." No, I was in this guy's live. He's in Wales. I kind of left everything on the field in his stream, and I went totally at this taillight. And I don't need to show any pictures. It's clear as daylight. And I made one challenge, but we'll get to that. So,
all right.
He doesn't need to show any pictures.
He knows everything.
Well, I mean, he's talking to some guy in Wales, but
okay.
Let me see. I just want to see. I have a couple super chats, and if I don't get to them now, then
not that they mean anything to her.
His Administrative Award for bravery, and it was an incident in 2001 where a float plane was occupied.
Keith, I love this story he's about to tell, but I'm going to have to come back to it because he's a fucking liar. Have you heard his hero story?
No.
It's
total bullshit. Oh, let's listen.
By a bunch of missionaries, got shot out of the air by the Peruvian military. Now the back.
This isn't the bullshit part yet.
is that we in DEA manage this program,
No, you didn't.
and
You didn't.
I was the guy on the ground that would give the intel to the platform that would launch these planes.
Oh.
So I got the call 11 o'clock. I remember this day like it was yesterday. It was April 20th, 2001.
You got
Got
that
the call and said, Sean, we just shot a plane. We just shot a plane down, and there's Colombians in the river, and they're going after packages of cocaine. I go,
yeah, packages of cocaine, all in the river. He says,
really?
Wow.
Well, who gave the intel? She says, we don't know. Can you launch? So my
we don't know who gave them.
specific
He
job.
seems to do everything. He says he's done traffic reports too, traffic investigations. So that's interesting.
And CSI in 83. So he knows all about CSI in 2024. Because, it's probably the same.
And we would do the boardings on listen, it was a great job. Do boardings on the Amazon River, all these boats going up and seizing dope. On this one, there was no intel. So I sent my unit up there. It was going to take about 3 hours.
There was no intel.
For them to get there, my partner and I jumped on a military float plane. There was a prosecutor with us, and we flew up and got there about maybe a half hour. As we're coming down, the plane is on its side, smoke everywhere, flames, and we land, beautiful landing. And then it's like this thing out of Dancing On, and they're pointing, to the school.
I can't. Because I know I have 4 instances of him telling this story, and I'm going to do a whole video on it. So I'm going to get to
They were asleep. He looks back.
I can't because it makes me hate him.
They take him upriver towards Colombia. His wife,
let's abbreviate the story because we're
But
already.
what I loved about her is she didn't have time for it. She's like,
you don't want to hear him talk about himself.
no. She's like, okay.
Make a long story short, we rescued these guys.
Look how patient
That's
she is.
That's amazing.
That's a long
That is
story.
amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like you had a very, very difficult job. I mean, no joke. Like you were in danger like every single day. So thank you for your service. But let's get back to Karen Reed, and we'll talk about.
Sure.
You want to pull up the video? Want me to pull up the video for us? I mean,
I think it's there, right? I mean, do you have it? I mean, there it is. Now, do I get a chance to?
you have the controls now.
Oh, I do.
Watch her wheel
So I can
turn
go
in
over
this
here.
video right here.
There we go.
Her wheel turning right now.
I've never seen it turn. I've tried so hard.
It's turning right now.
All right. So right there, he hit, and then a split second later, the brakes go on, and you can't see it clearly from this angle. When you do bring it in to zoom in, it shows how the energy is flowed. Okay, and so. Okay, now I don't know if we can zoom in. So this is what I've worked on.
You can zoom in like on your end if you can zoom it a little bit. Let's see.
Really, I got these stupid.
How's that? Okay.
Yeah, that's great. It doesn't really matter. So if you look, so I started looking. I said, wait a minute, this is crazy. That right side is pretty much intact. Right? We know Jen had talked about the taillight being cracked, right?
Okay,
No,
I
it's
have to.
What we're seeing, that housing light up right now, that's the spotlight
there.
shining. That's shining on the silver housing.
Okay. It's what?
The spotlight from the camera. That's
Oh.
a ring. That's a ring spotlight. It has a spotlight on it,
Uh-huh.
and the light is shining down and shining onto the silver housing, and you can see that little red jagged mark,
Oh,
piece
it's
of plastic
right
hanging
there.
at the top.
Oh my God, yeah. It's right there. That's the red.
That housing is completely busted right there.
This,
And you see, there's no
Uh-uh.
red plastic laying behind that vehicle. There's
Uh-uh.
nothing on top of the snow.
nope. Dead to rights. This is the first time I've noticed that right there. That jack, and you explained to me all the rest of. I've never even heard Kevin give a good explanation. But this is how
I can't believe
calculating-
nobody's talked about this. I can't believe it's not been talked about.
because
It's
there's
right in front of
nobody on the other side anybody listens to. Had there been as many people on Karen is guilty side, all this would have come out. But everybody like Blair sitting there every single day, just pummeling Kevin like he's an idiot, which who the idiot is, but he's pummeling him. And Nobody wants, and then Turtle Boy will dox anybody who has a bigger voice. So that's why. But I have not, until you just pointed that out to me, notice that jagged is exactly right there.
You'll see it even more here in a minute when she pulls forward.
But here's the killer. We know Proctor in his affidavit never used the word crack. What he used was
No, it's not. It's not. Running Bear says the light is broken inward. It's gone. It's right there. It's gone.
You'll see here in a minute. It's completely missing from the housing. It's all busted out.
He saw this car the way it was, and he said, upon seeing the vehicle, he noticed that the right rear, right side, so right around there, right there, is what he's talking about. And he said, is shattered with a large chunk missing.
Shattered.
I said, well, shattered. I said, that's not shattered. So we'll go a little further here. Okay, so it's not really demonstrative there, but there is a little bit of space.
So
my video will show a little different than this right here. She went past it. I think it's on purpose too.
I think well, he's the one controlling it.
Ah, okay.
Let's see if I can get this thing.
Yeah, he's controlling it.
All right, see the dark area right there?
Yep.
Now, right now, she has no brakes on, but when she gets to the end of the driveway, see, now the whole thing lights up, which means had that taillight been shattered and a large chunk missing, it would have been like a moonbeam. It would have been all white because the LED
Let me correct him.
Right.
And I said, wait a minute, we got something here. So
here's something people don't know about Ring cameras. The Ring spotlight cameras, the colored version, the colored camera, the color night vision has a processor in it that artificially adds the color. So it's probably going to bleed where that light is red. It's probably going to bleed a little bit that into pink. And we'll see that in my video that I sent you. But you got to remember that these night vision Ring cameras, they artificially add the color in. So that's playing with the color of the light. I suspect, my opinion.
Okay. And is that her brake light?
Yeah, it's her brake light. Before she hits her brake light, you can see that there's clearly a light out in the tail light.
In the tail light. Okay.
So I had a friend of mine up in Boston, and we collaborated. We did all this things on Apple Notes, and we collaborated. So he do something, I do something, and we got through it. So, and then she takes off. Right. So, anyways,
yeah, I mean,
this, right?
it's not
stop sharing, right?
So I can stop sharing. Yep. And so Suzanne says Proctor did initially use cracked and changed it later.
They obsess over the dumbest shit. Okay.
Yeah, words. I mean, obsessing over words. I mean,
well, but words, they're word crafters. I'm telling you. I have notebook after notebook after notebook of parsing or trying to. Every time Jackson says a sentence, you have to take it completely apart. Yeah. Because they are word crafters. Like, what's her name? Olivia. Okay, let me find your. Okay. That's not it. I have to find your. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to put you over here. And then share this tab instead. Okay.
So now watch when she's pulling out of the driveway. You can see her hand on the wheel of the car. She's turning the wheel right when she gets up to John's car, and she turns right into the car.
Okay.
You can see it on the front of the car, and you can see her hand on the wheel turning it.
Okay. Let me put it in slow motion. Okay, you're saying she turned her wheel right before that?
Yeah. When she's backing up, she turns right there, right before she gets to the vehicle. You can see it right there on the front of the car, too.
The front of the car, you mean through the windshield?
You can see both. You can see her turn the wheel inside the car, and you can see the wheel on the outside of the car turn a little bit.
I think I sped it up. Such an idiot. It's still, hold on. Okay, here we go.
Turning right there.
Yep. Yep.
She turns right into it.
Uh-huh. And why wouldn't she turn before that? I mean, you would pull up, pull back. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't. Okay, tell me when to stop it.
I put it in, I slow the video down here so you can see.
It's going, so I've got it slowed down even more.
The ring spotlight camera is shining on the silver light right there. The silver section of the housing.
Okay, right where? Right after this?
Yeah. Well, you passed it up there. Go back a little more. Right there.
Right here.
Yeah, that's where it's shining on the silver section of the housing.
Okay.
You can see it's all busted out right there with that red jagged section at the top.
Right there.
That's giving the pink light out right there. There's a bulb underneath that. Or
Okay,
near
so
that.
this part wasn't covered in, whoops.
You'll see it again here in a minute. I'll zoom in on it.
What is that? Like the
That's where it's busted out.
reflector?
That's where it's missing all the red lens right there.
Right there? That looks too round.
Yeah, I think that's with the video being
okay.
cropped in on. I pulled this from Court TV.
Okay. Okay, now this is all you. I didn't rewind.
You see the red jagged section hanging down.
Yep. Right there.
Yep.
And this right here is all busted out.
The bulb that's in there is causing that pink light to come out.
And this, you're saying, was covered.
That should all be red right there.
Is that super thin, the red covering? Because
they're not
really thin.
I owned a Lexus back in 2001, and I actually took the taillights apart in it, and they were really thin, but I don't know about nowadays.
But just the cover, the red covering, right?
Yeah, it's the taillight lens, yeah.
Because that looks so thin.
You can see it's compared right to the jagged section right there.
Yep.
To me, that's the case right there. I mean, there's no conspiracy if that light is busted out, which it is. I mean, you can clearly see.
Yeah, because I didn't notice it overlap right there before.
Right there. I mean, that shows it right there.
It should have been. Uh-huh. Yep. So, B10 says, well, God, my thing covers it up. Where is it? Or was that a while ago? Where's B10's comment?
Yeah, B. Tim, I'm not working with Boston police.
Oh, okay. How long have you been with us? Believe?
Maybe I should be. I suspect they already know this.
Oh, now they show up. Now what is that? Oh, it's me again with the noise. Hold on. Okay, so he wrote also right here.
I can't believe nobody has put a spotlight on this stuff, right? Pun intended there. Put a spotlight on this and showed this. I mean, every time the Free Karen Reed crowd show this video, they don't zoom in on it, and if they do, they just let it play. They don't stop it.
Yeah, no. Court TV tried a little too, but
It shows even better when you zoom all the way in on it. I mean, you can tell that housing, all that red lens is completely missing. And that little jagged section at the top really speaks for itself.
somebody started a Twitter account in my name. And when I try to log in from my laptop, it tells me I'm suspended. And I'm not.
And did you hear what Kevin said the other night on his show about something he knows about Karen making some statements about the missing taillight pieces to Yannetti? There's supposedly a statement going to be coming into court that he can't really speak on.
That, say it again.
Kevin, the other night in his live show, he said that there's a statement that's supposed to be coming into court when this goes to trial about Karen making a statement about the missing pieces, but he wouldn't go any further on it because he doesn't want to put it out there.
Karen was going to make
a statement. She made a statement to a lawyer about it.
Oh, did she?
But he wouldn't go into it because he doesn't want to put it all out there. But he just alluded to it.
Kevin doesn't want to put it all out there. Or you know.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't. He knows about it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, sweetie. I don't know if I'm welcome, but I do know the trauma of what those people do. Nana, are you Quentin's grandmother? Is that Quentin's grandmother? Nana's low. I think that's Quentin's grandmother. Well, I mean, I didn't hear Kevin say that, but who cares what Karen says to an attorney about the taillight? Is she going to have some big epiphany?
I don't know. I think she kind of spoke to, I don't know. He's kind of alluded that she was kind of speaking to her guilt. I don't know. He didn't say exactly what it was.
If she has a brain, which everybody says she does, she needs to do a plea deal.
Yeah, I kind of think she's going to do one. I mean, they've been trying hard not to get this to go to trial. They do not want this to go to trial.
And if you're going to take a chance on reasonable doubt, or maybe you'll go to prison for the rest of your life, a manslaughter charge, what, 10 years maybe?
She get a few years out of it.
Yeah,
and
but she won't get life. I would take a plea deal.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I think that she could maybe be hoping for, she knows the evidence.
Yeah.
The only thing I know that she could be hoping for is maybe, getting something thrown out, on an appeal or something, some of this conspiracy nonsense.
Yeah, but look at all the text messages. I saw some again today where she's going back and forth with Aiden, basically saying she's making it up. There's no way. I mean, there is no way. If she doesn't take a plea deal, she's a complete idiot. Because there's too much. And like I said, the taillight is the only thing that had me They're going to try to talk about the 237 phone call.
Yeah, you notice they won't say exactly what was searched at 227, right? They always her attorneys always allude to the 227 call or search.
Listen.
Glenda.
She's not going to take a plea deal because Yannetti's he's got the butt evidence. He's got the butt dial evidence.
For fuck's sake.
He's got that. It's going to clear the case that they're going to get measurements of each of those people's butts to make sure that those butts fit on top of those. And if they don't, then, she's free and she can walk free. So I think that's the whole case.
Oh, God. I mean, yeah, that was comedy.
If the butt don't fit, you must have quit.
That was my drum roll.
I couldn't believe, I was embarrassed. And did you see Alex Jackson? He wasn't even there. He was just like fucking, he just disappeared.
And I've said forever, Alan Jackson, just like my favorite attorney Trump, bowed out of a case so much like this. They tried to get the U.S. attorney. That case went to 3 different U.S. attorneys. They just kept passing it around. And all sorts of crazy shit went on in that Kendrick Johnson case until they just, like Crump just got completely away from it. But he was all over it at first. If Jackson knows what's good, because he's just a visiting, it's not called a visiting attorney, but you know what I mean. He's only.
I had this conversation with someone. I'm not going to say them, but they say that they're not going to take him off the case. Like he's going to have to be in the trial. Like he has to, because they can't replace him.
Maybe in a trial he could, but it's not a trial yet.
You think he's going to dodge out right before the trial starts? Like he's just going to skedaddle away, just like fucking meld into the bushes? That'd be kind of crazy.
Well, I don't think they have anything. I don't even know what they can. Those people were never suspects. And right now, I hear everybody saying, "Oh, she approved for them to get the." No, she didn't.
No, she's been fighting for those cell phones. She has been fighting to give her cell phones up for months since the beginning. Like she even tried to run from the state when they asked for her cell phone,
and wouldn't give them the password for a long time, from what I understand. But
exactly what an innocent person would do. Exactly.
Yeah, and talk to some guy named Turtle Boy and he's such an investigative reporter. He broke this case wide open.
Yeah, she fed every bit of it to him.
Huh?
She fed him every bit of everything he's been reporting.
Right.
That come from her and her defense team.
Right. It's exactly like the other shit. And they hire these PR people. If you think Olivia is the least bit interested in this case, otherwise.
No.
Yeah, no. And she does the same thing with the word salad.
Let's be 100. She's just in there for the views, man.
No, I don't think she cares about that. I think she's being paid. And they have these people on big cases like this with your Kevin Spacey, Weinstein attorney. You know, he's got a shit ton of money. How much do you think Weinstein had to pay?
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. A lot of money. And he got Spacey off because the kid was embarrassed about Jackson made him turn over phone messages. And because he was going to be embarrassed by other stuff that was on his phone, he just said, fuck it, not going to do it.
Yeah, I think that was the play. I think that's why he was requesting everyone's goddamn phone records, because he was hoping to get blackmail, like kind of blackmail or material that he can use. And, you know, the Turtle Boy play, I think, was probably Karen Reed's idea. And they were like, okay, we're going to use that. And that's probably what happened. You know?
Yeah, because I don't believe, even the whole Natalie thing and this Sean idiot. Hold on, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even remember any of that's true.
You got to remember, they weren't planning on Turtle Boy catching charges either, so he was probably supposed to be ramping all his stuff up right now, but he caught charges, and now he's having to tone everything down.
Well, except for he's live streaming one of his minions and yelling at her, "Good job," while she's calling Karen a cunt.
I just love the fact that he doesn't even give a fuck about the case at this point. Like I saw him like literally they were looking at their phone. Yeah, like he's literally I saw him he was like on a panel with the glare, like the glare was on his panel in his thing, and they were like so bored out of their goddamn minds about it. They were like looking at their
show
phones.
is boring.
His show is
boring.
It is boring.
Show? Which show are y'all talking about?
Turtle Boy.
His show is
no,
boring.
I'm saying, is it a certain one you're talking about?
It was during remember the whole when he was harassing the witness. I think you clipped it on your video. Like they were like bored.
Yeah, because he said he was going to stop, but then he made up with Sean, and they're going, you know.
Sean was like, "I need to pat you down. I need to know if you're not a fucking."
Oh, I know. Yeah, that you're not an informant.
You're not an informant. Which I was like, man, I was about to have a little bit more respect for Sean. I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of what I would probably do at this point if I was dealing with fucking.
I wonder if how does he get 3,000 people on his third show? I mean, that's insane.
There's a lot of stupid people in the world. I mean, welcome to the Idiocracy. You ever see that movie, Idiocracy?
No one has ever had 3,000 people on their third show. It doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe it's just like Idiocracy, the movie, where like slowly but surely stupid people are slowly growing in numbers while smart people are decreasing in numbers. And that's what's happening.
Do you watch Glare, what he does to Kevin? I mean, it's gross.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's weird? He doesn't do that shit to me because he knows that fucking shit won't work.
Well, you don't talk about the case all the time. Well, he punches.
He punches down. He punches down.
No, he's not punching down to Kevin. He's punching up.
Are you saying I'm down? I see how it is.
No, I'm saying he doesn't. I don't know why he goes after Kevin. I think because when you talk about it, which I haven't heard y'all talk about it that much, people would have to go and find you and Queen talking about it. You know what I mean?
Usually we do it when like there's a court case. You know, that's usually when we're trying to talk about it. It's not like every single day. It's like because there's nothing much to happen. It's like there's nothing else until a court case. You know what I mean? It's like, you know.
Right. So Kevin talks about it all the time.
Yeah. And
it pisses me off so much because this idiot Glare is playing little memes or, you know, speeding him up so fast you can't hear him, making fun of him. And the guy is so smart.
Oh, yeah. I like him. I'm sub to him. I'm part of a membership for him. I like the guy. I think he is pretty smart. I think he knows the case very well. And I think he's pretty honest.
Big. He's going to be big when this goes to trial and when they start showing that she's guilty. Yeah. Everybody's going to flock to him because he's been saying it the whole time. Basically, I mean, he tries to say, you know, stay asking questions, you know, but his opinion is she's guilty.
They're over here talking, and it's like, how can you possibly believe that these people beat a cop up, then threw him into the front yard, and went to sleep, went home. Everybody's good. And for 20 seconds, Higgins called.
With his bot.
Well,
what do they expect? All these people know each other. Of course they're going to call and text each other. Who cares?
That's what they found, a 20-second phone call. And that's when they, I guess, conspired. And then Karen, she just so happens to show up, lucky for them, and takes the blame for a minute.
Of course.
And it just happens to match her Lexus black box footage, too, that's going to be shown.
And she just happens to say, find out how long did Diane Snow. Let me tell you something else. Listen, Linda. You know how there's the 911 call that they just happened to leak. I don't know who leaked it out. Turtle Boy or Glare takes credit for it.
Yeah.
But so before, like it's on record, everybody or somebody said it's because she was calling John, but it just starts recording when she says, "Stop the car," or "Stop," or whatever, and jumps out and starts screaming. I think she planned that. I think she's very diabolical. From hitting his.
Yeah, I think she's a very evil woman. I think honestly, only an evil person would be sitting back, laughing and chilling while she's accusing innocent people,
Yeah,
instead of taking responsibilities. I think she's an evil woman. And I think,
it's like a game.
yeah, I mean, I can't imagine like someone, and then I think she's like kind of cackling, like realizing all these fools are like believing her. It's just fucking, she's an evil woman, honestly.
Yeah, it's like JLR. How he looks at his chat, he'll say something just crazy, and he looks at his chat. They want the thrill is people believing them. Seeing how much they can get over on people, and she's having a blast. Could not be better. I mean, when she was in court laughing, not laughing, but that big smile when she thought Jackson made a point or Yannetti made a point, is so inappropriate. If she did that in front of a jury, it would never work.
Well, I mean, if that happened in front of a jury, they would be like, okay, this lady, something's fucking wrong with her head, because no one acts like that. But yeah, she's a fucking whack job, and unfortunately, she's convinced a group of people to believe her wackadoo theories.
I think she has not. I think Turtle Boy. Well, I think he believed at first he had a great big story, but I think by now he's figured he didn't. That she bullshitted him the whole way. Galera's in it for the grift.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro.
Even he is not that stupid.
Well,
he can't be that stupid.
That could be debated. We could debate that.
Yeah, he's not that stupid. I don't know how anybody that stupid could work a computer.
Well, I mean,
Really.
There's a few.
Was he making money? I don't know if you remember the Michael Long case, and I didn't follow it, but apparently he stuck to that,
Yeah, he did. He stuck to that to the bitter end on that one. I seen like a couple of clips on it. I wasn't around during that time, but he did stick to that to like the bitter fucking end.
And I think that people that are on defense, I can hang with that. I'm not saying, I can't lie. I think she now here's what I don't know. I think she is diabolical. If she did hit him, then you would have to explain to me why she backed into John's car, and there's no evidence that she did break her taillight then. There's nothing on the ground. I'm sure that they swiped or whatever you want to call it, his car to see if there was particles. And that putting her phone in the back seat when she jumps out is chilling to me.
I think what makes it like for me, why I feel like what's diabolical is I think she accidentally hit him drunk in rage, whatever. But I think like you going back to try to cover it up, then try to frame innocent people for your own crime is to me kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like you're literally trying to frame innocent people to save your ass.
Nana's love. Is she still in here? I'm sorry. Wait 1 second. Is that Quentin's grandmother? Because
yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't say anything back to her. I got all involved. Oh, okay. Nana's love. No one's mad at you here. No one's mad at you. That would be over on the bleached blonde.
Bleached blonde ladies channel. Okay.
What? Why am I not clicking on it? There we go. My comment about You're
So what do you
not.
think about that taillight B, Tim? Did you see the video? What do you think about that jagged piece hanging out at the top?
I think it's pretty damning. I think there's a lot of damning evidence against her. I think it's gonna make a lot of people look really stupid during the trial.
Do you think they're really? I until I saw this tonight, and I have to confess, I probably didn't watch it the other day, or whenever you sent it to me, because I was probably doing something else and I forget what's in my email. But until I watched that and you explained it to me, now it makes sense. I thought it was only that thin piece, and so I couldn't figure out. So where is the little piece that they found? You know, the bigger piece, Keith. Where did that come from? What piece is that?
It's just part of that. It's probably, however that taillight was busted, who knows how it got busted? Was it the glass or was it John?
No, I'm saying that one piece. That's why I kept thinking there was a possibility that could have been planted. Remember the one they found that they're saying
the big piece
Yeah.
that was found in the snowbank. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what had me on the fence. That I was thinking, how do they have 37 pieces and that one from that tiny strip? But I didn't know that big back part was part of it.
Yeah, it wraps around to the side. So
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was only that side. So she's screwed. She's screwed.
I mean, I think
would not bank on reasonable doubt on this case.
Okay, so let's think. What do they have? They have a butt dial. Proctor was a little bit more closely related to the family that, was friendly with someone in the family.
Proctor? What?
Proctor, they said Proctor was like sister something, was friendly with the family.
No.
Okay. What the hell do they have that would actually help her not be convicted? The FBI report actually exonerates the people for the investigation. They said that the people that they're accusing of beating up John were not being investigated by the FBI. So that blows their whole theory apart, because if they were investigating police corruption for those people, then they would be part of the investigation. So that blows the whole FBI report to pieces.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so again, in the Kendrick Johnson case, they could get no traction. Benjamin Crump was going on about he went to school with the book bag and came home with the body bag, and he was going on CNN and trying his best. Nobody was biting. Then they went to, I might have the story mixed up. They went to, the U.S. Attorney, Michael Moore in Georgia. And again, as they usually do, this will get you votes. We can get you votes and just do a probe of the case. So that's what I think the FBI were doing, is a probe, not like a full-fledged investigation.
Yeah, I think because I think probably the defense basically went to the FBI, reported
that's what they did.
Yeah, and then basically they just did a probe like that. I don't know if they had some sort of connections or something like that, but that's
a big-time attorney.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened, and they looked into it, and now they're on damage control. They're kind of like, oh well, here's the papers, and it's like,
yeah. And what happened in the Kendrick Johnson case is the FBI kept going to Attorney Michael Moore, who's the one that opened the probe, and they were telling him these kids are on camera.
Yeah.
One in another town, the other one in his classroom. They didn't do it. That investigation just kept going on. It went on for another couple of months. Then he sent it to Ohio for who knows why. And it just died. And then, 5 years later, comes up again because they're doing a documentary. But yeah, that's the same thing that happened. We'll get you votes if you open this up and you can make a name for yourself. Every one of those U.S. attorneys retired. Every one of them. You can see Michael Moore once in a while on Fox, but anyway, that's what it's ridiculous. And you're hurting all these people, all their kids, all their family, their family's family, because the internet is forever.
Well, they don't give a fuck about that. I mean, they don't give a fuck.
No, they don't.
Like, oh, they're hurting people. They don't give a fuck about hurting people. I mean, these people only care about, like, these are low lives, like complete low life scumbags that don't care about fucking people's lives for a few quick dollars. I mean, can you?
No, Jackson can sit there and a girl that was molested when she was 6 and call her names and in another trial that he had. That's all he takes are scumbags. And Karen is one of them.
Yeah, she's fucking pretty evil woman, honestly. I hope she goes to jail. I hope she is stupid enough to take this to trial and she gets life imprisonment or whatever the fucking max it is.
I didn't agree because Kevin kept saying he thought she'd take a plea. And I totally disagreed with him on it. But now that I'm pretty much convinced, she can't count on reasonable doubt because most of the stuff about the I'm writing their name down in 5 notebooks. The family in the house, the people in the house.
Yeah.
They're not even going to get into it. They're not even going to be in the case.
Yeah, because like they're gonna have to like convince like the general public, like, oh, these people that knew this guy for like this one lady.
Well, you have to have evidence, and that's what the judge keeps saying. You have nothing to. There's no foundation for you to get anything. Like you've noticed, the dog bite's gone now.
Yeah, that's gone.
All they have is a 20-second phone call, a butt dial, and what else?
A hope and a prayer.
A promise of a illusion, someone alluding to a gift that never happened.
The gift. Yeah, that was like 3 days after it happened, and 1 day after she was arrested. And if I were his family, I would also be thanking him for doing a good job. Get the bitch arrested. You know.
Yeah.
She didn't say it to him. She said it to his wife, or I guess his wife. And he said, "Get it for Karen." It wasn't a message to him. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're gonna. That's what
ain't like they bought him a Lexus or anything, you know.
Yeah, right. I lost that train of thought. Yeah, I don't know. They have nothing, and she's not going to let him throw people under the bus, and they're not going to get the phone records. I guarantee you, she's not going to approve it. She knows. Yeah,
I knew they were not going to get it. I listened to like the attorney's arguments because it is a fishing expedition at this point. It's absolutely 100% a fishing expedition. Like I heard his excuses. Like I think he was like, "We need this because we need it." It's like, okay, did you give us a reason? No, we just want it. It's like, okay, that's not a good reason for you to start invading people's privacy, sir. You might want to change your options on that one.
Yeah, and they all said, well, whatever the judge decides, if she decides they're relevant, we'll turn them over. Only one objected. Which one was it? Higgins? No. One of them objected. And the other two said, that's fine. I should find that. And hearing Melanie Little last night, oh my God, it was awful.
Melanie Little is like fucking... She's definitely figuring out like the new grift to go into this one.
Yeah, and she doesn't even care. She could care less.
Oh, she cares. She does not give 2 fucks about this case. Like she does not. She just cares about the numbers, man. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, she wants to be on court TV.
Yeah, I mean, she wants to be kind of like, you know, hopes that like she's hoping to kind of do like a Rekieta Law where you get like one really good case, and then suddenly you're propelled. Hopefully, she doesn't have a drinking problem like him, but. Like just basically
anybody that signed on to this, I guarantee you there's something wrong. There is something wrong with them to go as hard. Like last night, let me find this real quick. You know what? I think she took it down actually, because I couldn't find it after the show was over. I think she took it down. She was talking about, and I don't know.
Well, I'm ready for Olivia to and the glare to debunk my taillight video I made. So maybe they can debunk it and show me how I'm wrong.
Bro, you know they're gonna be like sitting there like, well, I can't see it. They're gonna
but there's some pink light there, so that means there's some. It's all red there.
It's all
you
red
can still
there.
see some red.
Let me go over here.
I mean, this is the same guy that like looked at me in a straight face and like said, "Those are dog bites."
Blair, oh my God, he is. You know,
the dog with the missing
underbite, right?
Yeah,
lower jaw.
Like, bro, this is the same guy that said kids cannot. They never interview the kids. They never interview the kids, and I had to read him the document, and he didn't know. Like, we're talking about that guy.
Oh, he didn't know anything. When he was, the only thing he knows is what Cherry gives him and what she texts him in a pinch.
Like, it was pretty sad.
Now, I'll tell you what set them all off was Court TV a few days ago. They had people on there with common sense, and everybody was pissed. Let me see if I can find it. Nobody can find the hearing. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. I have to share it. Y'all are being awfully quiet.
Well, we're just seeing.
Waiting on me.
Waiting on you to tell us what we're seeing.
Okay.
Let's see. That was hilarious. You just whipping the document out. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was the most hilarious moment of the entire night. It was just like his just smoking cigarettes and drinking like a pot of motherfucking coffee. And then he just pulls out these, and then he's like, there's no way these documents exist, but I'm going to give him time. And then just his face changed immediately. It was like the most hilarious thing ever.
And playing the Jeopardy music and
the Jeopardy. I left at that point. I'm like, bro, you said you weren't going to do this. You said you weren't going to curse at me, and you were supposed to be a neutral conversation. He's like, well, he was condescending to me, so I cursed him out. I'm like, fuck off.
Oh yeah. He was on with Chasing and Deets. Who else was it? It was and Gavel Deets.
Okay.
And he's a completely different. His mind's not made up, and he's just looking at both sides.
Oh, baloney!
Yeah,
baloney. Yeah. He made up his mind the moment that he saw 800 people in this chat.
I know.
His mind was already made up. He was like, "I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm free Karen Reed." He saw 800 people in this chat, and he was like, just went full on Karen Reed. That was his decision-making process. That's why.
Yeah. And Turtle Boy's views have gone. He used to do rap. That used to be his videos, rap videos. Bad rap videos. Awful. Okay. Can you hear that?
And it should
barely.
That portion should be seen.
Oh, it's better now.
Okay.
But it turns out that it's true, and the courts had access to an opportunity to see that. Also, with regards to
she must have been so embarrassed by the one she did, and she didn't know anything about the case when she came on.
She's a civil attorney. What the fuck does she know about
criminal? She was civil?
No, she's civil. She's a civil attorney.
Cases, maybe slip and fall.
Well, yeah, she would probably do dog biting cases. Sure, she could do that. And car accidents, absolutely. I mean, like, but not murder trials. She's a civil attorney.
How'd that get way over there? Okay. It's the one where Court TV that day, everybody was pissed off. Okay, well, maybe it's the other one.
Like, I'm not saying that it's not like I like civil attorneys. Sometimes civil attorneys do very good jobs with cases like this. Like, for instance, BJ investigates. She does a good job in talking about a case. But, like, fucking, you know.
She's not doing a good job. No.
What? I'm talking about BJ investigates when it comes to, like, talking about conspiracies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't talk about murder trials. She talks about wackadoo funny things and stuff like that.
And that LTL and that Crawford guy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Filing, and I pulled out a couple points for our discussion today. And unfortunately,
she gets so mad.
Saying in response to the defense's motion to get these cell phone records. Because remember, this is the defense he was asking
for. Is she
for.
in a dress?
Has to respond. So,
who?
Melanie Little.
Oh, I never can figure out what she has on. I think she wears, I don't know what she wears.
I comb through their.
Hold on. She doesn't have them. It's impounded, the motion for these cell phone records. So I'm not quite sure what motion she's looking at.
Filing, and I pulled out a couple points for our discussion today. And unfortunately.
What? That one's not impounded.
No, it's not. She wouldn't have it in her hands.
Well, the motion to dismiss and the motion for sanctions are impounded, right? Those are the ones. Yeah.
Lights here. I want to bring in to help me out with this Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson in the studio, and criminal defense and civil rights attorney Casey Early, who's standing by remotely for us. So we know that Matt, Jennifer McCabe, who is was a friend of John O'Keefe's, which I think is really important to know. She only knows Karen Reed through John O'Keefe, is going to be a big witness, and she has been the.
She's really looking interested in this case.
Tell me.
Fucking Christ!
She didn't make an expression if she was paid to.
She was like looking to the side. She's like, I'm paint drying.
But you notice that all of her expression has to come from her eyes because she can't like do her eyebrows up and down or sideways.
God. A little bit about the biggest thing the defense wants out of her.
Well, really, they're trying to explain these relationships for their theory of collusion and for a cover-up. But you have defense that is really trying to get her phone records and other people's phone records because they want to show transparency and sure, some relationship.
Okay, I have to stop for commentary real quick. Also, Dave is one of the Turtle writers.
Okay.
I think that Mike Crawford jumped off the Turtle's back for a while and was inundated with, we're doxing you, we're doxing your children.
Well, the usual. Yeah, that's why I tell people to be anonymous on this motherfucking platform. Don't tell anyone your motherfucking name.
I motherfucking didn't, but motherfucker.
Yeah, unfortunately, you did an interview with Mr. Mayo.
Yeah, which I did not know was on YouTube. Anyway, here we go.
Were not disclosed, but if they're going to cooperate and hand over their phones right away, what does that tell you?
Right.
What does it tell you? Well, she handed over her phone right away to Trooper Proctor, who is now being investigated by Internal Affairs at Massachusetts State Police, and she deleted
for calling Karen a cunt. That's what I believe, because it's an policy. It's some kind of policy for the Massachusetts State Police. Not for anything. I think that's my opinion. Because he's still working.
I think they're doing an investigation because there's been allegations against him, and they do this a lot of times when it's like a lot of press. And I think they're just crossing their eyes and not crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Okay, I fucked that up. But yeah, they're basically just checking out.
Yeah, they have to open it, and he's still working.
He's still working. He's still getting paid. So if they thought he was planting evidence, he wouldn't be.
And something else that Jackson, or was it Yannetti, that kept saying the Canton police were conflicted off the case. He said it like over and over again. They were conflicted off the case. That is not true. The Massachusetts State Police, who works for the attorney, what's his name? Morissette? Is that his name?
Morrissey.
They work for Morrissey. And so when there's an unattended death in Massachusetts, they take over. It doesn't mean they never speak to the Canton police ever again. They help them. So easy for anybody to find. And that's why the judge was like, by
the way, a side thing. Your pause game is pretty good. Look at what you have for the attorney, Melanie Little. Like, holy fuck.
Which one?
Look at her face. Your pause game is on point. On point.
I think she's managed to lift her eyebrows a little. Anyway, so yeah, he said that overnight. It was just making me nuts. So then they repeat it on every show. Glara's got to repeat it.
He did a lot of her searches and a lot of her phone calls and a lot of her screenshots. So that's what it kind of tells you, is that the person whose phone it was deleted a whole bunch of stuff, then handed over to the family friend / friendly Trooper Michael Proctor. And so this is making me mad already, but okay.
Wrong.
It's making me mad. It's making me mad.
She's wrong. The millennial, there's a channel called Millennial, gotta find it. But he explains this, and basically, like, your phone automatically deletes like recent calls and stuff like that. And he explains it very well, and you can watch it. She wasn't just like deleting everything.
Yeah, I know. It goes into archives.
It goes into the archive. It automatically goes off, like deletes. She doesn't understand anything, so it's like she's wrong.
But I guarantee you, that's not even going to matter.
Yeah.
Like her cell phone records. Just like how long to die in cold.
Yeah.
The WAV file, is it the WAV file?
Wall
file. Okay. So if you just type something out and it's not completed, like you don't hit enter, then the wall file will record it, but it will be like hidden. And then from what I understand, with an update, that company, don't expect me to remember shit, but the company that Celebrate, they updated where you could see that hidden file because it didn't complete. It just doesn't show up.
Yeah, she's just that's the thing. Like, this lady's talking about things that she does not understand, and and you would think that she would understand it since she's an attorney, but she doesn't understand at all. She's like still going off with stuff 6 months ago where she's like, well, she deleted all these things. No, that's not what happened.
Nobody even talks about that anymore. Not even Jackson.
Yeah, like Jackson doesn't even fucking bring that shit up. He's just like, butt dial. Yeah, that's what he's bringing up now. Yeah, it's called boundless.
It's interesting you make that point because I was stunned when I read this, and Jennifer McCabe was happy to turn over her phone for a download immediately. Okay, I'm looking at this bottom of page 7 on the motion. Prior to Ms. McCabe entering their home and waking them up in their bedroom, her cell phone, which was downloaded by members of the Massachusetts State Police following her signed consent, shows calls from her phone to both Nicole and Brian Albert's phones, evidencing she was not part of a cover-up. So this is huge. When they try to make her seem like she's some disingenuous witness, this is someone who was woken up in the middle of the night by Karen.
Oh, no. They're trying to make her seem like she's a psycho killer bitch.
Yeah.
Karen.
Oh no, she was still awake. She was awake all night because doesn't her Apple Health data have her pacing around all night in her bedroom, like waiting for that call? So
where did you get that from?
Not because that's what the Richard Green, the guy who I can't. If you go look at his.
Oh, Twitter, yeah, the Green Report. Yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. He's a bodybuilder, and at one point in 2023, I think he takes 2 weeks out because he's got business to do. And then all the rest of his Twitter is bodybuilding.
Oh, fantastic. And okay, so that's their expert. I'm sure that guy will hold up on cross-examination.
He won't ever be.
Boundless and Millennial, that's the one. Yeah, that's the channel. He explains it pretty well, the whole cell phone data thing and everything. He's a very smart guy.
If somebody wants to, if one of the mods want to put his, nobody else on the panel has a channel.
Hey, Heels. Yes. I'm going to jump down for now. I'm going to go eat dinner. And I really appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you coming on. That was awesome. I'm going to
Let's do it again. We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Good chatting with you and B. Tim.
All right. Good talking to you.
Bye-bye, Chief.
See ya.
See you around.
I've never talked to him before. I've never even heard him on a panel before.
Cool.
But, I don't think, if it's not relevant, like, what are they doing tomorrow? Is it another motion hearing or?
Not sure.
Yeah, because there's something going on tomorrow. God, why are there only 46 burnt toast must be on?
Yeah, or Queen or something like that. Or, I don't know. Someone's on.
No, but even when people are on, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It might be because nobody really, there's not a lot of people that pay attention to this.
Unless you're in the conspiracy side where you're like, oh, well, I think he was murdered by the group of people in the house.
You know what? I'm going to do a test video and I'm going to put that on the front of it.
Karen Reed's innocent. I changed my mind. Fuck B. Tim. I love the glare.
B. Tim and I love the glare and we think she's innocent.
And we think she's 100% innocent. Holy shit.
So funny.
But yeah.
Oh,
That anyway, they got so mad the day this aired. Glare was mad. She was mad. I don't know if Kofefi or whatever his name is. Someone sent me a good grief. Are you seeing my messages pop up?
No, I just seen you close down the video though.
Okay, well, yeah, because all my messages were showing up.
Jeez Louise.
Hold on.
I didn't see any of your messages being shown on the chat. Just the screen for the lady was live. All Karen has succeeded in doing is making everyone side eye and wonder if she's deliberately hit him with her car in a drunken rage. Well, those were the people. That's for people who have brains to think about, not, you know.
Yeah, I don't find many people at all that, well, in my title is just about it. Taillight, I think.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened? I know what I want to talk to you about. Did you see what happened with JLR today?
I heard about what happened with Dolly, but not too much with JLR because I was working most of the day.
Oh, did you see this? Hold on. I'm sure you did, but let me play it. And for those who haven't seen it. Let's see.
They told
Almost fall asleep while he was driving. Holy fuck.
Yeah, did you see it?
Oh my God, bro.
I can't believe I didn't get the other one.
Like, this guy is a menace. Like, he is a menace. Like,
Who,
goes
Dolly?
over Dolly.
They all are.
Oh my God.
Let me see if I can get the one that I actually cut. Is that it? Oh, why did that come with it? Okay, let me do this one real quick. I have to drop it. But anyway, the thing with JLR today, where people were following, Queen said he got a ticket, but I didn't see that.
I mean, he should get more than a ticket because he's fucking being a prick. I think, didn't he like go after the, go to someone's job? Was it the stepfather's job or the bio dad's job?
He went to their house.
I know they went to their house. I know that. They did that.
So
I heard they went to the job too.
But when he went to their house, his mom and dad were there and JLR. So they're looking at him, taking a picture of his license plate because the weirdo's out there. God knows what he's doing. JLR turns it into a story of they were following him around and stalking him and harassed. So he took pictures of them and called the police, but he doesn't have the video. He only has like a picture of the father and a picture of their license.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a bullshit story, right?
Yeah, well, he lies, bro. He lies so much, makes himself sound like the fucking victim while he's the fucking piece of shit. I mean, he did that with you. with the whole alien thing. Remember the whole, like, he sent all his cronies to fucking go after you because that alien, Area 51 video.
Yeah. That I put up.
Yeah, he has sent all his cronies after you for that. He's a fucking prick.
Oh, now he will be even more dangerous now because everywhere I look today, everybody, even Ickadmel, were using his video.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's on the scene, so, and unfortunately, he's got people.
So Nancy, the Cajun, did I already tell you this about the Cajun people on Nancy Grace tonight saying, don't stream live on these searches?
Yeah, you would think that would be like no shit Sherlock moment.
Common sense. No, Nancy Grace says, yes, you do. And I don't want edited video.
Nancy Grace had 2 people commit something. I'm not going to say due to
well,
YouTube.
One did.
Well, 2 did, actually.
Really?
2.
Her boyfriend?
No, there was one lady. There was one with fire and one with a gun.
I didn't know about the one with fire. I know about Duckett, but I don't know of another one.
Yeah, the other one was a situation where a lady accidentally, rolled on her kid while sleeping. Nancy Grace guilts her. Next day, she, goes in the backyard, does fire, let's just say, on herself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to look at the story. And also that case that she did the documentary with, that one she fucked up, and actually that guy was innocent, and she was like doing shenanigans during the whole trial. She was a terrible fucking prosecutor, assistant prosecutor.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stories about her.
She is definitely an OG tragedy pimp. She's worse than all of them, honestly. She's definitely worse than all of them.
She doesn't even tell her boyfriend, the one that was killed. She doesn't even tell that story right.
Oh yeah, she doesn't tell no stories right. She's an evil woman. She's definitely, if there's a hell, she's going. She's going down.
Yeah,
she's
I get so tired of hearing how all these women are mentally ill. No, there are actual bitches in this world.
Yeah, no, that woman's evil. Nancy Grace is an evil person. Definitely.
Yeah, the Area 51 was something.
You had like all these people pissed off.
It cracked me up. I mean, it was so funny. But what's not funny is the influence he will have. Right now, he's at 180. Okay. Let me find this. I'm telling you, I was going along. My afternoon was fine. I turn on Allegedly Innocent, who I've been a member of since June, because she was the only one that I just logged on to her one day and she had me up there, one of the first ones after all this stuff that happened. And unfortunately, let me find this. My whole afternoon went to hell. Okay, so she's talking about, what did she talk about?
Who talked about what?
You can talk to chat real quick because I need to find this.
Okay, let me see. I
Can
heard
you hear
that.
it?
You're got like, it sounds like you're away from your mic right now. And now I don't hear nothing. I hear nothing. Let me see. Red LE told the YouTubers and such stand. Yeah, boyfriend. I mean, I've heard that before about her book, her boyfriend. Yeah. Well, look into the other things. I can't state what those other 2 people are because YouTube is very particular about that particular word. So you can look up Nancy Grace and her past shenanigans, and you'll see very past shenanigans. And I can't hear anything you say. Maybe it's me. Let me check if my sound's fucked up.
Okay,
nope,
so I muted myself because
that happens.
Well, I'm trying. Okay, so so I only caught the end of her live. And I'm like, hey, Julie, how are you? Jules, how are you? And then, you know, I started at the beginning, and she starts talking about JLR. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, is it shocking that Nancy Grace is
for
talking
her
about it?
to say what she said was shocking.
Wow.
I just wish. Why can't I ever find them?
It happens.
He goes on about how JLR was being chased and they scared him. And so he had to call the police. And he's such a great investigative reporter. And even though, you know, he's overcome it, I'm like, okay, where did I just wake up? Am I asleep? Just singing praises. Is that where we are now? Because I went, looked it up, and again, he was at their house.
Yeah.
Why didn't they take pictures of his license plate?
Yeah. By the way, look at the back chat. That might explain some things.
Diddy was raided by the feds?
Yes, that's what's happening now.
I'm going to have to click on this because let me see what. I love him. Okay, so okay, does this have to do with JLR?
No, no, nothing to do. I just like it explains like.
Okay, should I play it?
I agree with you both. Heels beats him. Nancy Grace's original tragedy pimp, and some people completely venerate her. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people forget about her past. She's an evil woman, and yeah, I mean, she's definitely the reason why. Like, she's definitely, in my opinion, worse than all the people we've talked about. BHB, Dolly. She's worse than all of them. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. She's like 10 times worse.
Right. And look how successful. Look at Olivia. Now, poor Bullhorn Betty, I don't know what to tell her at this point. And Dolly, he hasn't done that great. But Olivia and Jonathan, and the reason is they don't fuck with the drama at all. Not on their show. They do not know drama. And I think that's why. Because they're viewers that don't read their community post or know all.
Well, also, I would argue that they don't get shit wrong consistently. Remember the whole situation?
They don't get wrong. Wait a minute.
No, I'm saying like really badly. Like, for instance, like they get things wrong.
The name of the Idaho 4 killer.
Okay, you're correct with that. But I'm saying like
a lot.
I'm talking about recently, like, you know, the whole remember like Bullhorn Betty with the whole Soto mom, like, oh, Soto mom arrested. Remember that?
Just yesterday, JLR made it seem like they were making everyone leave the area because they could possibly have found his skeletal remains.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because he wouldn't be a skeleton, you know? And Olivia, I don't know. I don't follow Olivia anymore. I just know she wanted to go to the Amazon to film gorillas was her big goal.
I mean, that's nice, I guess. That's productive.
And yet here we are. All of them are there, right? In Tennessee. I think it's because they don't do the drama. Like, you've never heard Olivia go on there yelling and ranting, or JLR,
Well, JLR is like a little snake. He like hides in the bushes and bites you.
Yes. Because he can compartmentalize fucking with people in their email on his community tab or on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a snake.
100 names. You know? Okay, do I need to watch this? How long is this?
Oh, no, I threw that in there just because I was trying to explain to you that he talks about the whole cell phone things and all the evidence. Basically, it's just like really like we play like it's really good video that you can watch. It's a good channel.
All of his are.
The main witnesses, the people in the house, he had never met. So that's a whole different story. And
Can someone
this
drop his
wasn't
name?
being investigated as a beating. None of the first responders, none of the people in the emergency room, the medical examiner, nobody said there was defensive wounds. Nobody says that it was a fight. Yeah.
Right. That's lividity. That's on his hands. On the bottom, you can even see it like in his back. In certain shots, when they kind of move around, you can see the lividity on his back, not bruises. Okay, the other thing that I'm not quite like, how did the car hit him?
That's going to probably be explained by like an accident reconstruction person.
I don't think they had one.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know if like that would work for like the defense for its reasonable doubt, but they painted themselves in such a terrible corner. I don't know. I mean, they got DNA on the taillight. They got his hair on his fucking bumper under the car.
Liar, liar. That's all they have.
Yeah, that's all they have. They have like, what is it? The cocktail glass on the in bed in the back. They have a video of
with him, the straw with
the
him.
straw with him. What else? Her admitting that she hit him.
Her driving around in that area.
Her returning back to the scene before everyone telling them, like her finding the body initially, like him.
And
like,
the defense isn't going to tell you what they have against her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to say, well, there was a ring camera that happened to show blah, blah, blah. They're not going to put that out there.
Yeah, I think like pretty much her goose is fucking cooked. Yeah. She goes to trial, she's done. Honestly, a part of me wishes she took a plea deal and then she ratted on Turtle Boy. I just pray that moment will happen. I know it's not going to happen. There's like 0.01% chance it'll ever happen.
But what would that she took? You mean Turtle Boy take a plea deal? What would she take a plea deal for?
You know, well, either or would be hilarious to me. And then and one of them rats each other out, you know?
Well, Turtle Boy absolutely doesn't think he's in trouble.
He is in huge trouble.
Yeah.
He is
for some reason, Jackson is going to, and he very well could get her off, but I wouldn't take that chance.
Yeah, I think he's in gigantic trouble, and I think like Karen Reed's in trouble because she could be charged with the same thing. Witness intimidation. Once they get that evidence, they could just charge her too with more of those charges. So I think she might decide, well, maybe rat him out.
Yeah, I wonder what, because that's why they said they got her phone records.
Yeah, she was sitting there. She was fucking directing him on what to say, who to talk about, and for her own murder case. She's fucked. She's absolutely fucked. And I honestly, if I
honestly, what?
Oh, I heard a voice in the background. I was like, what? Is that Laura?
That was because I had to find my chat again on my phone.
I was like, is that Laura? I was like, what?
No.
I was like, okay, this is going to be a very interesting night. No, I mean, like, she's completely fucked. She's completely fucked. He's completely fucked. I honestly, I mean, I kind of think Sean was smart for a moment, stating that I don't trust your devices and I'd rather meet you in person, because every single content creator that is calling Turtle Boy right now is putting themselves at risk of being completely pulled into this bullshit. And like, I heard the Glare talk about how he talked to Turtle Boy's lawyer and talked to him. And it's like, I'm like, bro, why did you self-snitch like this on the internet? That's the dumbest thing you'll ever say.
Yeah, you can be with the in crowd, but only so far, Glare.
Yeah, like, bro, I would suggest you walk slowly away into the bushes, but
he's not pulling back at all.
Oh no, he's addicted to the views, man. Like, he's getting good views. He's getting like 800 or 700 or 600, And to him, that's like fantastic. And he doesn't care. I mean, in the end of the day, it's like, he does not care one way or another.
Even the dog, I think, is a grip. I'm sorry. But
Clubber? How dare you? How dare you?
And then he put the cone on his head for like 2 freaking weeks. No one ever keeps the cone on the dog's head for that long. Once it looks, poor dog. And then when you hear Clubber, you hear this.
Yeah, because
he wants to scratch it. Well, can you scratch around it for him? You don't have to scratch the.
He's too busy on his live. I mean, like, the guy drinks like fucking a pot of coffee at like 7 o'clock at night, and he's like, I can't sleep. Well, bro, you're drinking a pot of fucking coffee and you're smoking cigarettes, like a pack of cigarettes. Like, what the fuck? That's probably why you're not sleeping, sir. You might need to stop. You might need to stop drinking the coffee. And it's probably the shitty coffee. It's not the Italian dark roast coffee.
It's probably not even coffee.
Well,
can you see the coffee when he pours it? I don't remember.
He does pour hot coffee in a plastic cup.
In a plastic cup.
Which is like, Jesus Christ.
When I first started watching him, and I was told, he's this and he's that, and I'm like, I give everybody a chance. And I watched him for a long time. But when I first started watching him, I guess he didn't smoke on air for a long time. And he had the camera on before he was ready, and he was puffing the shit out of a cigarette. Like he was about to go on. All you could see was smoke because he kept puffing it. But yeah, so he smoked. I mean, he's a cool guy now.
Oh yeah, he's a real cool guy. Smoking a pack of cigarettes and fucking drinking a whole pot of coffee. Fucking swear. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do if like she gets convicted. I mean, like if his only chance is she gets off. Because if she gets convicted, he's fucked. I think that Blair is fucked.
People have such a short. Everybody hated him for Michael Long, and now he just changes. I mean, if all you do is just go with the wrong side, and I think he learned that from Critical K, right? Until she said too much on the other side, like she criticized a family.
Well, she also didn't actually defend herself. She was like, oh, I'm just going to ignore it. I think if she would have hired an actual competent attorney, she might have not been so fucked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if she had a competent attorney, she probably would not have been, automatically lost all that money. She might have been able to settle. She might have been able to pay a lot less in a settlement.
What was her judgment for the whole thing? Or did they ever say what the judgment was for?
It was for the whole thing. I think it was like $750,000 or some shit like that. It was a lot of money.
Well, I know what I was sued for by this nutcase in Michigan. Mm-hmm. I would have had it, but for personal reasons, I didn't go there. But I knew it was going to default. And she didn't get anything. I didn't get a judgment. And because she had no case, I don't know if the judge looked at that, but it was ridiculous. She had said, it was a quote out of her mouth to the Daily Mail. All I did was quoting. I quoted the Daily Mail. And so she was a nutcase.
Yeah. Emily says, do you think he's gullible or does he know it's a lie? Mm-hmm. He knows it's a lie. He knows he's going to make views.
I refuse to think someone that I watched for a year is that stupid. I refuse.
Yeah, like he knows if he sees 800 people, he sees the chance of getting thousands of people to watch him, and he's jumping on board. That's simple as that. It's money.
And he's a fucking bully. The way he does Kevin is so wrong.
Yeah, but you know what, Kevin, what he needs to do is he needs to fucking just fire back and just review all his lives and just fuck with him back.
You know why he doesn't? Because he's sick.
Yeah, I get it. He's recovering from cancer, right?
No, he's back.
He's back with cancer. It's remission. Oh fuck.
Yeah. So the problem is when he got the treatment, he knew that 5 years, it was kind of the outset.
Yeah.
And so he started doing treatment. Now I don't know what's progressed since then, but he started in stress. is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, because I noticed him. He's like he doesn't really do too well with like confrontational panels and shit like that. He's more like he likes just to chill and just discuss the case, and that's why he kind of like got fucking pissed off with that Sean guy.
Yeah.
Because me, I would have been like, if it was Sean was doing that, I would just grab the set of keys and I would have just started I would start chaining them up on the side of my fucking mic. That's what I probably would have done.
What? Putting keys on your mic?
Yeah, it's like just for the bells for lolcows.
Oh yeah.
So I would just fuck with them. I would at that point, you want to play games, I would just fuck with you at that point. You're not having a discussion, you're cursing me out. Okay, we're gonna play. We're gonna turn this into a real shit show. That's like pretty much my plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
but I think he does it. He's just doing it because he stress would kill him, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just trying to, and Blair knows this.
Yeah, man.
And fucking bullies him every single night.
Yeah, I mean, and the Glaire's like such an idiot, man, because he could not sit down and have an intellectual conversation with that man.
No, the way he does
not.
it is Jeopardy music, calling you a cunt, calling you names. That's how he gets over, and he doesn't research. The other night, and I was going to do a video on it, and I didn't, but he was talking about, he played my video about him, and he starts it out by, "This is Heels in the Air. She's a racist cunt." And she had a racist blog, but she's deleted it since then. No.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you said. Meanwhile, the motherfucker doesn't want to say. He doesn't admit this part that you sent him that blog a year ago a year before anyone else actually knew about the motherfucking blog, and he read it.
But the point is, it's not deleted. It's been live since probably June or July. And he doesn't know that because he doesn't read. He doesn't research.
Yeah, like he knew about the blog a year before everyone else. So what's his excuse for keeping quiet for a year? I just think
I addressed it.
Yeah, like fucking what a weirdo.
Yeah, he didn't even address it. But anyway, I thought that was funny because to say it was deleted means he never even tried to read it or go back and see what it said.
Oh no, he's like, bring it back. I'm like, bro, you had a year. It's like you had a year to read this thing, and you didn't say shit to no one. Like,
well, I don't think Sherry, I found out, checks his mail most of the time, I guess.
Yeah, Cherry does most of the work. Cherry does all the reading. Cherry does, like, she probably gave him all debate points when he was debating me, and then like that's why he was like staring at his phone. She was probably texting him, just fucking lifeline, just begging for a lifeline. He's just staring at the chat, lifeline. He can't think, man. He can't think.
Like Josh does with Chris. Yeah.
He's not good. Yeah, I agree. I can't understand how people can feel okay just being so deceptive. Yeah, well, he's a prick. Honestly, though, like a guy like that, I mean, like, he has kind of a sad existence if you think about it. I mean, like, all he has is YouTube, man. He has nothing else.
Who, Blair?
Yeah, man. All he has is YouTube. That's it. That's sad.
Well, right now, I mean, he's been on. I bet he's probably on right now. He comes on all the time because
that's what I'm saying. He only has YouTube, and he's been on this platform for all these years, and he's got like 20-something thousand, and he's like, it's all he has.
Right.
That's it. It's all he's accomplished. That's it. That's
I think he works at the gym.
Oh, holy fuck.
Yeah.
No offense to those working at a gym, but like,
well, those working at a gym that are in their 20s.
I mean, yeah, like 20s or something, or personal trainers, and they got side gigs. But this guy is like literally. But that's why I'm like, that's why he's just jumping on this story so much, because he knows he needs to make it big. He needs to get those the stories, because if he doesn't, his channel's never going to grow, and he's just going to be just making a few bucks here and there. That's it.
But I never ever, and the whole time I watched him until all that shit happened. And I really wasn't watching him that much at that point.
Yeah.
But I never really saw him asking for donations or pushing memberships, anything like that. Although, you know, Cherry would put in the link, but I never really saw that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think when this fell in his lap, however it fell in his lap, I think he's now like, wow, he's making good money right now.
I mean, what do you consider good money? Like, how much does he
Good
make on
money
a
for
show?
Blair would be $2,000 a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be good for Blair because I know what he would have been making when I was
Like
watching.
if I made $2,000 a month, I'd be like probably homeless. Like, oh, that's not
Right,
good.
but you don't make. Would you make $2,000 in a gym? Maybe.
No, you'd probably in New York City. I think they pay you $15 an hour or more. I think probably. Yeah, New York City, working in a gym, you probably would make like $15 or $20 an hour. So,
well, I'm talking on YouTube.
Matter of fact, how much does Planet Fitness pay in New York? Planet Fitness starting pay.
But he doesn't live in New York. He lives out in Appalachia.
Okay, so he only makes $11.68 per hour. But if he's like, okay, so let me see. Yeah, so about $12 an hour.
Yeah, so I'm saying just YouTube alone, just from ads, and he has made a lot of money in super chats because that fucking song.
Oh, he stole that song and that super chat from Sticky.
Why does he think everybody always says, please don't play the song. I'm just going to give you the donation. I'll pay you not to play the song.
The funniest thing was like actually seeing one of the protesters for Karen Reed actually have the sign with Ryan with that super chat picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like with Ryan Upchurch's face there.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate it. I try to clip and that song comes up.
It's hilarious.
Maybe he makes more than that.
I think he probably makes about 30,000.
30,000?
A year.
Oh God. Okay.
A year, probably.
Because some people do make 30,000 a month, more than
that. No, you got. I mean, listen. I mean, we're not talking about Queen Bee here. Who makes $20,000 allegedly, apparently, according to all the haters. She makes $20,000 a month, according to all the haters.
Yeah, just on memberships.
Yeah, just on memberships, guys. She's making as much money as Emily Baker. Okay.
Yeah, and the thing with Melanie Little trying to be Emily Baker, and
Emily Little is likable.
Well, and she's not fucking lying to people.
Yeah, like Emily Baker is likable, and she doesn't lie to people, and people like her.
Yeah, Melanie totally lies. I think that's what it was so blatant the other night. I think that she probably privated the entire video. I don't remember what it was about now, but yeah, Emily Baker reads the document. She knows what she's talking about. You hear my dog snoring. Anyway, let's watch some more of this real quick since I put it up.
Get raccoon eyes because it was a skull fracture. And so with that information at the time, Michael Proctor had no conflict. So I don't think the case will be dismissed. Absolutely not. It's going to move forward. Will it be postponed? Now, the Fed said that the investigation is still ongoing. So is there more information?
Yeah, but who did the Fed say that to? Did Judge Canone say that?
Yeah, but also this is like 8 days ago. He didn't get the new information about the fact that they cleared all the people they're accusing of being murderers, the Feds.
When did that come out?
That came up. Didn't you remember that recent hearing where the last one where like the lawyers for the people for the phones says they were not the target of the investigation.
He said they weren't targets. Yeah.
Yeah, they were not the target of the investigation. Basically meaning that they're not part. They're like, if there was a conspiracy and that the conspiracy was to cover up that these people were the murderers, they would be the target of an investigation. But since they're not the target of the investigation, that means that they're cleared. There's no murder.
Okay, B10. I'm going to have to deal with you on that.
Okay, what's up?
God, if I were only good at finding shit. Okay, so Blair addressed that. And duh, they were never looking at the Alberts or Higgins, just Proctor. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but they're looking at Proctor for
is the one that came
communication.
up with the conspiracy. Proctor is the one, the cop, that threw him in the yard. I mean, what?
Yeah, they would have to look into Proctor, like they would look into Proctor's communications with the Alberts if there was some sort of corruption
The
going on.
Alberts would be the ones
Yeah,
that would be targets for sure.
yeah. So when they say you're not a target of an investigation, that means that you're not the target of the investigation. Most likely, they got a call from the defense to look in. They said, "Oh, look at the corruption. Look," and they gave him like some evidence, like the same shit people saw like a year ago, basically, that Turtle Boy released. And they says, "Oh, this is interesting," and they went in to investigate, and then they realized, "Oh, well, there's nothing here. We've just spent 3,000 pages doing fucking nothing." And they just walked away and they skedaddled away.
But isn't it funny that the same amount of pages they had, because Jackson said it in court. He goes, "We already had 3,000 pages. Now they're going to add 3,002 pages." What is the 2? The report that says, okay. So that's weird to me. I mean, it's like they just looked into what the defense gave them. Because Lally said they never asked him for anything. Although I didn't know Higgins and Proctor. Did Proctor, was he subpoenaed in front of the federal grand jury?
Yes, he was. I think he was subpoenaed in front of the federal grand jury. And I think they stated something, I'm trying to remember, but like, he basically stated that he minimized his relationship with one of the people, with the people involved with the witnesses.
And see, I wonder if that didn't trigger the internal affairs.
That could have too. I think most likely he might have minimized it because I think he actually knew these people, but I don't think he would be covering up murders. I mean, Blair asked me I wouldn't be covering up a murder for you unless we were like blood relations, like you're my sister.
Real quick, I want to say hi to Alcie Tricia, and Hillbilly Nitro is right that he said months ago it was guaranteed this wasn't going to trial. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is true. He said that the feds were coming in. They were going to basically throw the whole case around, and everyone was going to be arrested. That did not happen.
It's like Morrissey said in his letter. Remember the 11 letters that they had?
Yes.
In that letter, he was right. I researched. I could not find one other case where there was about to be a trial and the feds had a separate investigation going at the same time. That's insane. And when Vinny was trying to explain it on court TV, he's like, well, they weren't getting a fair deal. They were trying, there was a conspiracy and she was being treated. Well, so is everybody else that gets arrested for murder.
Yeah.
I'll get the feds to go and investigate the investigators. What made her special?
Absolutely. I mean, I thought it was very weird to see the feds supersede the authority of the state.
But I don't think they do. That's why I think that's why I think there's a difference.
Well, they're going to try the defense. I don't know if it's going to be like, to be honest with you, I feel like most of the shit that they're saying, what the feds said, is not going to be allowed into court, like into the trial. I think a lot of that shit, unless they can get the witnesses to testify, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with it. And I think the reason it's not closed, just like the ones I was telling you about, there's never closed. They just kept passing it around. And they did grand juries and they did another autopsy and they did all the shit, but it wasn't official because it was never put on the books as an actual investigation. And they also, Rick, the father of the two now men, he got a target letter from the grand jury. I mean, it was insane. They busted in, or not busted. They did the SWAT team at 5 a.m, went to their house, took all their electronics, went to their son's dorm room. His girlfriend was there, took all their electronics, and they can't get the search warrant until this very day. They cannot get that search warrant. And look at that. You think they wouldn't pull some shit? I'm telling you they do. And it's just all hush hush. That case, I was right there with it. I know all the shit that went on, and I wouldn't put anything past him. That's why I was saying, like Levy, he's trying to make that position permanent. Because
Patricia Burns says, I might go into the Glares chat and suggest to him that the cops were corrupt in not checking the dog's mouth for John O'Keefe's DNA, and he's so dense he'll go for
it. Is he on live right now?
No, I don't know, but when he does go live, because he's just like, he's become like a one-trick pony at this point, man.
Why are there only 35? I've never, ever.
Yeah, maybe it was just the title.
Probably.
Baby, you need to make more of a clickbaiting title, like.
Well, I thought it was only going to be on here for like an hour.
Okay.
I was going to go do all this, and I'm going to come back because I want to go over Sean McDonough. But it was great talking to somebody about it. God.
Yeah, it's fun talking about it. I probably got to go to bed soon, though.
I'm gonna get off because I think it is the title.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna come back and I want to do a thing on.
Well, I think like the guy's video is pretty good. I think you should make a clip of that.
I'm sorry.
That could be revealed. That would be.
But this guy is a TikToker.
Yes, and he has a YouTube channel. And he's really does. Yeah, I just sent you the YouTube. That's his YouTube channel, and he's really good at like debunking the Karen Reed bullshit, like the free Karen Reed bullshit. Yeah, he's.
Didn't know he had his own channel.
Yep, he has his own YouTube channel, premieres, and he does a lot of shorts on it too.
Huh? You'd think he'd get a lot more, but again, he's not a Karen Reed is innocent person, so.
Yeah, you know how it is, man. And plus, it's like, you know what I mean. It is what it is. So.
Paramount to the defense or the prosecution? Maybe, but the defense letter to the judge said, we only want you to reveal information that will advance the proceedings, that will keep the proceedings moving forward. They didn't say, we want you to halt the process. They didn't say anything about delaying the process. So it doesn't seem like the feds are coming in to save the day for Karen Reed. And if you think about it, the way the judge talked to Yannetti saying, oh, well, now I know how this investigation started. He started the investigation. So she kind of knows that it's BS and that things were going to be found. And
she 100% knows it's BS. She has everything they have. And she said several times, I've read everything. You know what I mean? She knows it's bullshit.
The fact that so little of importance was found, I mean, the foundational evidence of this case was not challenged. I mean, that's huge for the prosecution. The prosecution didn't want to talk about much because they're just like, let's get to trial. Let's clean this up.
Right.
I mean, using Karen Reed's statements on their own is pretty damning. You know, at first she said she had stomach issues, so she just dropped him off to a 3-point turn and left. Then she said she dropped him off in the driveway. He ran up to the house, and then she sat out by the flagpole and waited. Now, the issue with that is that she didn't say that until the phone data came out showing that it would have been in the house, in the range of the front door of the house for like a millisecond, right? So she created that story to kind of back up that data. His phone data really doesn't show him going inside the house. The defense came out in a Rule 17 hearing saying that John O'Keefe's phone data unequivocally shows him going inside the house because he wasn't climbing up 3 flights of stairs and climbing on top of Karen Reed's car, right? But if you look at the expert's report, the expert doesn't even say that he climbed stairs after arriving. So They just made that up to create this illusion.
And fortunately, nobody reads. Do you know, before I forget, I keep reading Higgins was parked in front of the house. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I've read it several places. I'm not going to go try to find it, but that he had a snowplow on his, he was.
No, I never heard that.
Yeah, and that it was sitting in front of the house.
And so that's where we're at. He never went inside the house. The feds aren't disputing any of this either. So he never went inside the house. She said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Now,
Emily Suzanne says, this guy actually debated with Turtle Boy. I would love to see that.
We need to find that. We need to find that clip.
Emily, can you find and
that'd be probably for your next live. Would be like, just find this debate with this guy. But Turtle Boy is like fucking an idiot. Like, let's just be real. The guy's a fucking moron.
He is. Yeah, Emily Suzanne, I think my thumbnail fucked me. Now I'm down to 29. How embarrassing.
It's nothing. It's not a big deal. Probably people will rewatch it. People will rewatch it, I'm sure. And if it's some things hit, some things don't. It happens, man.
Yeah, I'll change the thumbnail when I get done.
You got to make it like more like like two cars.
I had this few people.
Yeah, I'm sorry. About
she's going to go to trial. Those texts that came out between her and Turtle Boy, I think they're pretty damning.
Yeah.
But the thing that is going to seal her fate is going to be her own cell phone data, which she was clutching to her chest, trying not to release for over a year. That information is going to be what either convicts her or exonerates her. And the fact that her defense team, revealing as much as they did to the public to persuade public opinion, didn't release any of her cell phone data, tells me that she's guilty as hell. They could have just revealed her phone data to show that she had already left when John O'Keefe was still walking around, right? But they didn't do that. They didn't want her cell phone data out at all. Like, is her cell phone data going to show her, like, going up to the body before she came back with a search party? I mean, that's pretty damning if it does. Or did she turn off?
That right there is what is diabolical. If I were on a jury, that, along with how did the car hit him, would be murder too. Or that
Absolutely.
would be an upgrade from manslaughter to murder. I wonder when they got this video and where they got it. I guess he would get it from his, when they took her cameras. They said there were like over 30 activities in that time period from 7 to 7. Is it 7 to 7 or 7 to 6? So there's other stuff on there too. Maybe her backing his car out there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of snow on it for her to have done it. You know, I don't know. I don't live where it snows, so I don't know how long it takes.
Off her GPS, or does she turn off her location data? We know that she moved the cars around in the driveway, and where Don's car was parked in that video that morning is not where he typically parked. So she moved the cars around, and who knows how long she was plotting for that night. The text message with her and Turtle Boy saying, oh, they knew I would see his body at 4:53 a.m. when I called Jen McCabe. 4:53 a.m., I'm guessing that means that John O'Keefe shared his location with his kids. So she was like, oh shit, he's exactly where I left him. I'm screwed. So at the last minute, Alan Jackson brings up that the independent guy with 3 PhDs says that the injuries are inconsistent with being hit by Karen Reed's car. The damage in the car is inconsistent with hitting a body. We don't know if there's a lot more to that.
Yeah, like further investigation needs to be done. He didn't say, like Jackson kept saying, well, he said that John wasn't hit by her car. It's not what he said. And we don't know what he saw. Like, did you just show him the arm?
He probably showed
if that's just...
Or how many 3 PhDs in what?
just the piece that he decided to pull out. Because I feel like this should have been like his main point, right? The main thing that he wanted to say. But he chose to say in the rebuttal so that Lally didn't have time to respond to it. And they've done to us in the past where they totally tell us that their expert's report says something completely different than what it actually is saying. So could it say it's inconsistent with being hit by a car? Because usually like lower extremities.
No, what he said was the injury, John's injuries are inconsistent with the damage to the car. The damage to the car is inconsistent with John's injuries. We don't know which damage they're talking about, which injuries they're talking about. But what he didn't say is John was not hit by the car or a car, any car. You know what I mean? It's like whichever injuries they're talking, they don't say which injuries. It could be those injuries on his arm are not consistent with the damage on the car. But I've seen even some report from Kylie Rodney that said, but further research should be done or something like that.
Are injured, like broken legs or bruised legs and torso. And whereas in this case, most of the damage was done to John O'Keefe's upper body, which is not consistent with most pedestrian accidents, which is true. We don't know what the details behind everything is. But if the FBI was like, no, he definitely didn't get hit by Karen Reed's car, you would think in the letter to the judge, they wouldn't have said, you need to stop this immediately because he was killed some other way, right? Nothing from the FBI said that he was in a fight, nothing about dog bites, no dog DNA, nothing. So without knowing the context of how they were saying it was inconsistent, we don't know. We don't know. It does not mean that he was unequivocally not hit by Karen Reed's car. That's not what it says. That was Alan Jackson putting his words, stacking his words onto the statement that said inconsistent.
Yeah.
The other big piece is going to be, what was Karen Reed doing all night? Was she awake all night? Did she really fall asleep? Like, is her cell phone going to show that she was inactive for a few hours? Maybe she was. Originally, she told them that she went to bed, but then like they found that the bed wasn't made. So then she said, oh, she fell asleep on the couch. And then when she woke up, he wasn't there. Which could be true. She might have stayed on the couch waiting for him to come home. We don't know. We don't know.
Well, he was dead.
Yeah.
She had the same clothes on that she went to bed, because she did say at first, I don't know when she said, that she went to sleep. But another thing that if I were on a jury that would bother me is when she kept screaming, is he dead? Is he dead? Carrie, Robert, or Carrie, or whatever, is he dead? And the police officers told her they're working on him. They didn't say, yeah, he's dead. Nobody said that to her. Everybody just kept saying, calm down. They're working. So what does she do? The police didn't tell. They said, Carrie, you can take her home. She's not making sense or whatever. Because she wasn't, she kept screaming or whatever. So Carrie's going to take her home. She's telling her dad she's going to unalive herself. So they take her back. The only reason she went to that hospital was a 12. It's like a 5250 in Florida. The thing that gets me is she didn't want to go with John. She didn't want to take Carrie, take me to the hospital. I've got to be with John. Never. Isn't that weird to anybody?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things weird.
Do what?
There's a lot of things that are weird about this case.
No, that alone, if I were, if you're that insane about finding him and is he dead? Is he dead? And then she's not curious anymore.
Yeah, she just went home. She decided to go home, have a cup of cocoa. She had a long day.
You're not making any sense.
No, I'm saying she decided to go home, had a cup of cocoa.
Yeah. She'll be at it tomorrow. Somebody will call and tell her.
Yeah, exactly.
And that interview the guy or Sean had with that neighbor, that was a whole other.
That was a shit
And then
show.
she stormed it. to the daughter's bedroom at 4:53. Saw his location, called Jen McCabe. So maybe she didn't fall asleep. Maybe who knows what she called him all those times. She was expecting him to respond, come home, whatever. It does seem that as soon as she called Jen McCabe, saw where he was, because I think he shares his location with his kids, saw that he was exactly where she had hit him or left him, she started panicking. Because then she called Kerry Roberts and said,
hold on. So she got his niece to call him from her phone, from the niece's phone?
Yes.
And then handed it to Karen, who could have easily found his location. Never thought of that.
Yeah, that's what I said. This guy's pretty good. I bet it shows her phone was active during that time. I don't believe she slept at all. I don't believe she slept at all either.
Texting. Everybody knows she was texting him. That's come out, right? That all night long. Yeah. But I didn't think about that. The niece handed her phone, and that he shared his location with him.
Yeah.
Because after that is when she got in her car and drove around for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be murder. No, bullshit. She hit that car. She hit John's car.
She hit John's car to try to cover it up. For that charge to exist, you have to attempt to cover up a crime. Like, she did a crime and then she attempted to cover up her crime, basically.
Well, she definitely tried to cover it up.
Then that's why she's being charged.
With malice. I thought it had to be with malice.
No. If you just try to cover up your crime afterwards, yeah, they up it to that. Yeah.
Well, she definitely did that and has been doing it for a year.
Yeah, she's definitely done. John wants.
I didn't know that just to cover up would be murder.
Yeah, no, that's why it was upped, because she did all these cover-ups, and that's why it was upped.
But I mean, a hit and run is a cover-up in the first place.
No, a hit and run wouldn't be necessarily. She could easily make a defense like, I was drunk and I didn't realize I hit him, and all that.
At first.
But then they realized, oh shit, she slowly backed into the back of her car.
Right.
Made up a lie to her two friends, stating that, oh yeah, I hit this thing, and guys, look, the taillight broke because I backed into John's car.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. Then she lied. She made up 3 different stories. like to.
Yeah, the backing into the car definitely shows.
Yeah. So she fucking tried to cover it up, and then she continued to try to cover up with Turtle Boy and everything else. So that's why. Do you guys think she just thought he would get up and go inside after she bumped him? No clue. I wouldn't know about that. Personally.
Wait a minute. If there's a hit and run, and you're scared, you go home. A week later, they figured out you're the one that did it. But you're not. That's not. To me, that's like you're hiding. So you're trying. I don't see the big difference, except I can see murder being charged just because of that video of her backing into John's car.
Well, she did other things. She lied about her alibi. She lied. She lied
about everything. I was thinking more that she went back, like walked over to him. I don't know if they could see footprints or whatever.
I don't think she did that. I think she most likely she was just like she was basically retracting her steps or something like that, revisiting the scene. Creating an alibi. That's what I think.
Creating an alibi by going back?
Maybe she went back and she wasn't sure that she hit him. Maybe she was like, oh, maybe I didn't hit him. And
right,
she went
but
back.
You think she would have said, oh my God, I saw the location. I mean, that's as dumb as saying the guy threw him. No, I'm not saying you're dumb.
I mean,
I'm saying, why wouldn't she say right away, oh my God, I looked at Jilly's phone and saw his location and flipped out, because I realized I must have hit him. How would you even think you hit him though? Like, his location is at the house.
Maybe she the
goddamn door.
Maybe she intentionally hit him because she knew Higgins was in the house. Yeah. Higgins was in the house, and then basically she tried to do an affair with Higgins. and she might have just like got mad at him that he wanted to go in the house and she didn't want to go in the house because of that situation, and she got mad and she just backed her car into him. She was drunk and just hit him with a car.
Right, but even if she saw the location, that's wrong. If she did it, that's how, in my opinion, has always been. She, they had a fight, told him to get out, or he got out, or whatever, because when Ryan Nagel says he saw her, he saw the dome light on, and he saw her hands at 10 and 2. Well, why would her light, she's not digging in her purse. Her light wouldn't be on with her, her getting ready to drive. I think he was standing, at that point, he was standing outside. Like outside the car, the door was open. That's why the light was on. And so at that point, nothing had happened. But I definitely think it was she drove off, got madder, and then just backed the fuck up.
But anyway, Keels, I got to skedaddle. I got work tomorrow.
Okay, well, I'll finish this for everybody.
All right.
Thank you, Tim.
No problem. You have a good one. Bye.
All right, you too. Bye. Okay, we're going to finish this.
John's dead. What if John's dead? I think he got hit by a plow. And that wouldn't be the first thing that came to my mind. And then the fact that she went and rounded up people to go on a search party looking for John when she already had his location, knew exactly where he was. And then she's on camera seen going to that location and probably looking at the body before she brings back the other girls to the body. And so Kerry Roberts and Jen McCabe both said that Karen Reed was hysterical and just letting out screams and freaking out in the car before they even discovered the body. And so, and in the car, she is saying, do you think I could have hit him? Did I hit him? And then as soon as they pull up to the house, she immediately sees him. It's dark, whiteout conditions, there's a nor'easter, high winds, and the girls are just like, where is he? And Karen just gets out of the car and runs straight towards his body because she knew exactly where she had hit him. I mean, she might not have vividly remembered it because I think she was 3 sheets to the wind, but they come back to her. If she had dropped him off and he walked up the driveway into the front door, her attention would have been looking towards that part of the property where it's all lit up.
Yeah, the blackout part, because everybody said when she left the bar, she seemed fine. Everybody said that. I think you don't know, you hit someone, her system would have told her. I really don't know if like bells and whistles go off or what, but I think she did it. I don't think she meant to kill him, but her going back and knowing he was there, not calling for help. I mean, how did she know he was dead? How would she know he was dead? Or maybe that's when she figured out, yeah, well, he's still laying there, so he's got to be dead. And that's when she went and got Jen and Carrie, I guess.
Not the dark corner where his body was found. All these pieces put together are going to be pretty damning for her. That's why her team is fighting so hard with the federal investigation. And it's coming out now that they are the ones that launched the federal investigation, right? They are the ones that called the feds and said there's some corruption going on here. And the feds didn't find anything. Except that Proctor had some personal conversations with his sister regarding one of the witnesses, which still doesn't change the facts.
I don't know why this guy, because he was one of the people on Cyber Sleuth show. He seems really smart to me.
And the idea that these housewives and these teenagers are going to all stick together with an AFT agent, Boston police, and all these other people are just going to band together to frame this innocent woman. It's just insane. It's just insane.
I mean, anybody that ever thought for a minute, I can see you don't know whether she's innocent or guilty or, you're on the fence or whatever. But to ever, for more than 5 minutes, think there was a conspiracy, I don't know what to tell you.
And people are believing it. Because Turboy is just a hard advocate. He's advocating hard for her.
He's making money.
He's getting some benefit out of it. And I mean, it might not be a direct benefit because a lot of what I've seen with true crime creators in general are that these conspiracy type things are the big seller. That's what gets you the views.
Yep.
That's what gets you the likes. That's what gets people interested.
Right.
Just laying out the facts is not as exciting.
Nope.
You know, people don't feel like they're solving a crime. So we're probably going to see some more performative stuff in the motions that her team is filing.
No, you can still feel like you're solving a crime without all the crazy shit.
This week, but the lack of substantive information is pretty telling. I mean, they are doing everything they can to not go to trial, and it looks like this trial is happening. Steve Scanlon, allegedly, he said that he had insider information that Brian Albert and Colin Albert beat him inside the house, right? But comes out, he doesn't even know who Colin Albert is. So that whole thing was a lie. And they built the entire conspiracy on that. In Turtle Boy.
On that, on Scanlon, and on Karen's mother, who over the phone had seen the what they're calling dog bites. And the mother said, oh, that looks like it could be dog bites.
Of all people, interviewed Scanlon, and his recorded interview got leaked. I think her defense team were probably like, what the hell are you doing? Take that down. Are you an idiot? Because Steve Scanlon has no idea what Turtle Boy is talking about. He doesn't even know who Colin Albert is. He certainly didn't say that there was a beating. In the beginning, all that was said on the news was there was a Boston police officer found outside of this home. And, you know, that's super suspicious without any other information. Then it turns out that it was a police officer party. Even more suspicious. And so then when Karen Reed was arrested, the people that like that conspiracy stuff were like, you know, kind of disappointed. Like Steve Scanlon was like, I think there's something more to it, right? Because it does sound suspicious. And so he went to Yannetti saying, you know, I'll help you look into this. I'll investigate it, yada, yada, yada. So now we have an army of conspiracy theorists celebrating a murder suspect.
Yeah, that's kind of not how it totally went, but what the good Lord, got all kinds of stuff going on. Yeah. So if you read the Boston 25 article, the very first one that I read broke it down, and it was Yannetti got a phone call from Scanlon telling him that John was beat up in the house, and then Karen got her computer out and started going through the Facebook pages of all these people. And then it grew from there. But yeah, I'm kind of now, I mean, if she hadn't backed into the car and had she just, I mean, she was not even interested in John at the hospital, or when did Karen Reed return to the scene? Like at 5, that we know of, between 5 and 6. Between her phone call to Jen and arriving at Jen's house. And I didn't know this until the other night, that Jen and Carrie didn't even know each other until this. I had no idea. Like, why did she call Carrie? That was weird to me. So anyway, guys, with 29 people, I'm going to probably, and it's probably because of my thumbnail, it's hilarious that Chronicles of the Shady came in and told me why. I'm going to try to do a live tomorrow night on this case. You can go to Sleuthy Goosey on Twitter or X, and she has all the documents pinned to her account. And if y'all want to come and discuss tomorrow, then let's do it then. Okay? When did KR? Okay. All right. Thank you guys for showing up, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.